Connor Cook, star Spartans quarterback, Michigan State's leader and all-around good guy. But will he be a finalist for the Heisman ceremony? It's a Shark Week edition of CI Shark Tank. Ray Crawford here with fellow Sharks Shea Pepler and Pete Futek.
Good guy too.
Joining us is our Michigan State insider, Joe Rexrode. So, Joe, the question posed to you, what makes Connor Cook a likely candidate to make it as a finalist to the Heisman Trophy ceremony?
Yeah, Ray, I think he's already on that list right now. 23-3 as a starter. He led the Big Ten in passing last year. And he's got a great opportunity this season. If you look at Michigan State's schedule, Week 2, Oregon comes to Spartan Stadium. That's the game of the week. It's a primetime national game. Connor Cook wins that game. I think he is in great shape to get to New York. And from there, Michigan State's favored the rest of the way. One more huge game, of course, November 21 at Ohio State. He goes in there and wins that game. I think he's got a chance to win the Heisman Trophy.
All right, but if he loses to Ohio State, does he still have a shot? If he puts up big numbers and Michigan State loses, is he still going to be in that Heisman race?
I think he can still get to New York. If he shows well against Oregon, if he takes another step as a player, plays like the top 10 NFL pick a lot of people think he is, I still think he has a good chance. And he still has to play well in Columbus. But I think if he does that, Michigan State finishes 11-1, I think Connor Cook's in New York.
Joe, he was inconsistent last year. That's why he wasn't in this discussion. What makes you think he's going to be consistent this entire season? Last year against ranked teams, he only had a 54% completion percentage. Not good. Why is he going to be consistent this year?
Yeah, well, you know, you have to remember in the Oregon game, he did play very well until the end, and that's when he really fell out. That is the key game. And it's Ohio State. Michigan State scored the ball all night. You know, the defense could not get a stop in that game. So you're right that he has to improve on his consistency, but I think that he still showed enough. You look at what he did in the fourth quarter against Baylor in the Cotton Bowl, what he did coming back against Stanford in the Rose Bowl the year before. This guy has already outdueled Trevon Boykin in his career as a redshirt freshman. So he does show up in big games usually, and I think he's ready to take that next step.
Last drive against Baylor was impressive, but the first 3 quarters, not so good, Mr. Rexrode.
Interesting. All right, let's see who's in or out. Sharks take a bite.
He puts up massive numbers in the biggest games. I think Joe Sullivan's man a little bit short in the biggest games, but when it comes to getting in the Heisman race, I always vote no, just because you never know. You always get guys from out of left field. Winning the Heisman is a nightmare to try to do. It's really, really hard. He's going to be a first-round draft pick, but he's not going to end up in New York.
I'm going to take a page out of Pete Futek's book here. Take the field. You never know what's going to happen. Connor Cook, I like you as a quarterback, but you haven't shown me enough to prove that your numbers are going to be worthy.
A loss at Ohio State is going to be more like hype, like the quarterback Connor Cook against whoever Ohio State puts out on the field, and I think it's going to be very late in the season, so the voting is going to affect the ballots. I say he's not going to go. So I think we're all out, Joe, but thanks for the insight anyway. We'll be rooting
I like Michigan State, though.
The all-around good guy in Connor Cook. Joe, thanks again. Keep swimming in these shark-infested waters. Exclusive content here on CampusInsiders.com.